Welcome, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? So you have a lot of nut jobs on. All right, guys, welcome back to my channel. Just wanted to make a video because of everything that's going on in today's society here in the United States, and like how, yeah, everything that's going on is in regards to the United States and how people feel about this country. And I just wanted to say that I'm a citizen of the United States. I'm an immigrant, a legal immigrant, and I served the United States Army for 21 years, retired, right? And I'm Dominican, you know, so that's something that I will never say I'm not, because I love the culture, my Dominican culture. I love that country, my country, but also this is my country, the United States. And the reason for the video is because I see a lot of people, citizens of the United States that were born here, saying how bad this country is and how bad it is, and it's one of the worst countries in the world, which I think is not. I really think that the United States is one of the best country in the world, if not the greatest. Does it have its problems? Of course. No country is perfect, right? But to me, this country has one of the least issues or problems, you know. People might want to talk about, you know, the government, you know, racism, freedom of speech, all this stuff, and you could find a million things to talk about bad about a country, you know, and they're valid to a point. But for me, this country is one of the best. All those problems that I mentioned, every country has it, right? But this country is more control and it's less than, you know. Again, maybe there is a country out there that's better than this one, but from my experience living here and all the opportunities that this country has offered me, all the opportunities that this country has offered me, I can't say that this country is not good. And let's say maybe there is a country that is better than this, but to say that this country is no good or that it's bad is ridiculous. And most people that say that, they never left this country, which leads back to the whole thing that it's sad that people that are born here in the United States talk bad about this country, which is kind of funny because that they haven't experienced anything else to compare. You know, they might see it in YouTube, they might see it on TV, or have gone and visit a country for a very short period of time, and now are thinking that that country is the best because of their what's the word that I'm looking for? Their isolated experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, Dominican Republic. You go to if a United Statian goes to Dominican Republic, they're gonna say, what a beautiful country. That country is the best, you know? Of course, because you're in a resort. You're in a resort and you're not really experiencing what the people there experience. Not only that, you don't have the currency that they have. You come with currency from another country that's worth more, so everything seems cheap and everything is love. You know, but the people that are there are trying to get here. So, you know, it kind of like confuses me sometimes, and I find it kind of funny that, you know, people talk so bad about this country, yet everybody's trying to come here, even from other countries. And when I say other countries, I mean like not third world countries. They're trying to come here. I know people that live in Canada that would die to have a U.S. citizenship. You know what I'm saying? So, and then on that same note, you know, these people that are here that talk so bad about this country are trying to change this country into the country that everybody else is leaving. And there are some immigrants that left their country, right, legal, whatever, that come here and they want to change this country to the country they left. So my question is, then why did you leave your country if you try to change this one to what that was? You know, I don't think people really think shit through all the way, and that's why I'm big on critical thinking. You know, the biggest advocate of how bad this country is are the citizens of this country, the ones that are born here, because they have no other experience of how it is somewhere else. They never lived or were raised in the economy of a third world country, in the economy of another country that's not this one. So that's why they argue that this country is bad. So I would say that, for those people, y'all really need to, like, before you start talking about how bad this country is, I will urge you to go live in a third world country or in another country, and not in the resort. Like, go live with the locals, where the locals live. And then after experiencing that, maybe like a year or two, maybe 3, after experiencing that, then come back over here and say how bad it is. If you do that, and again, I'm not talking about living like, in a resort or like these nice places that are built for expats or tourists or people that move from here to there. Go live within the community, the real people, you know what I'm saying? And then hear what they got to say, and then come back and try to change whatever is here. I'm pretty sure that if you do that, you will not talk bad about this country. There is no way. This is the only country that you can come from nothing and make yourself something. I'll give you an example. If it wasn't for this country, I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in right now, like living the way that I'm living. And I know this because I got friends that we grew up together and they still over there, and their quality of life is way, way different than mine. To the standards of the United States, it's below poverty, and I came from that, you know what I'm saying? I came from that. And here I am, with a house, cars, great job, retired. And it's, look, I can't even finish the sentence because even saying that just triggers something in my head. Like, how is this country bad? And then some people will say they use the racial card and all of that stuff and the government and racism and all these or the whole financial status, like the rich and the poor and the middle class and all this stuff. Bro, like, be grateful for what you got. A poor person here is rich, and I'm gonna say my country is seem rich in my country. So sometimes we gotta put stuff in perspective, and like a lot of these people that talk that way, don't have no other experience. So I would say their opinion is invalid. You know what I'm saying? They could say whatever they want. They could, but it's not real. And it's sad to see that people put down this country so much without knowing the alternative, without knowing that it's really bad in other places. You just got to go experience it for yourself, and most of these people never even left their state. As a matter of fact, they probably never even left their city, and they talking on world problems. It's sad. And an example of that is this whole November 1st, the whole week with the government shutdown. Like, these people are freaking out, but yet they going to get their money. Nobody's going to go hungry here. Not in this country. You know what I'm saying? If something like this will happen in another country, yes, people will be going hungry and not eating. But over here, that's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm very grateful to this country. I love this country. The United States of America is one of the best countries in the world, if not the best country. And in my opinion, it's the best country. I will not leave this country. I have no urge or no what is it? No ganas, no urge of leaving this country. I have nothing. I don't even want to go to Europe to see what. I give two shits what's over there. This country is great. I do go to Dominican Republic, and I go to a resort and I go visit family. But after like 2 weeks or whatever, I want to be back over here so I could be in my car, because of the technology, because of all the great things that this country offers that people take for granted because they will live, they were born with it, and in a sense, that's entitlement. That's entitlement because they don't know any better. But yet I go back to this. They want to talk like it's so bad. Like, oh my God, freedom of speech. Oh, they're censoring me. I can't be this. Like, you can't like who you like, opposite sex or I mean the same sex. Or I feel like I'm a bunny or whatever. But it's tolerated in this country. Go to another country with that same mentality. See how quick they'll put you in a mental asylum, or they'll be like, oh, that person is crazy, So I will tell the people that say that, what I'm saying, to really think about what you're talking about. And you know what? I don't even think you could think about it because you don't know any better. You know what I'm saying? You don't know anybody any better. So, yeah, you should be grateful and thank God that you were born in this country. Thank God, because everybody wants to come to this country, to the United States. Everybody wants to be a United Statian. And notice I say United Statians. I don't say American, because if you were born and you're a citizen of the United States, you're not American. That's a whole continent. You know what I'm saying? Mexicans are Americans. Salvadorians are American. Canadians are American. So United Statians. Thank God that you're a United Statian, because that I would say people that are born here or they have the privilege to be a citizen or even a resident of this country, it's a blessing, and we have a silver spoon in our mouth. And if you were born here, it's not silver, it's platinum. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't get any better than this. I'm telling you, it does not get any better than this. And I'm going to say one more thing real quick. Which goes with the people that are born in this country and the ones that came here at a young age, like myself, and were raised here. We take all the opportunities that are in this country for granted. There's a lot of people that are born here. I know some of them. I have friends that were born here and they're not doing nothing with their lives. You know what I'm saying? Which makes no sense to me, because every opportunity is offered to you here to do something with your life. But again, born with a silver spoon in your mouth. So you think that everything should be given to you, in comparison to a immigrant that comes from another country. Let's say my country, because I'm gonna speak on what I know. That comes from Dominican Republic and comes here at a young age. When I say young age, I'm talking about like 18 or even older. You know what I'm saying? They grind, they push, they take advantage of all the opportunities that this country gives them and become something out of themselves. I know people that were born in the Dominican Republic, came here at an advanced age. For me, an advanced age coming here, what I tell people and my friends in DR, it's like in their 20s, late 20s. You know what I'm saying? I say that's advanced because you didn't go to school here. You don't know the language that well. You don't know the language that well, and it becomes a little bit difficult for you to succeed. Like, you really got to be on your stuff to succeed. So at an advanced age, they come here without a high school diploma, without no type of formal education, and either become rich. I know people that are rich without even a high school diploma. Dominicans, with owning supermarkets and having businesses and all that stuff, because they grind. They don't take all the opportunity this country offers you for granted. So I'm going to end this video because I could go on and on and on, and I don't want my videos to be that long. You know what I'm saying? But thank America, the United States, that you are from here. And people get offended when you say stuff like that. And like I said, I will end this video by saying, God bless America. God bless the United States of America. God bless the people in it. And I pray that this country keeps moving forward in the right direction, And with all of that said, thank you for watching my video. Hit like, subscribe, and comment, and also share. And like I always say, back. So you have a lot of nut jobs on.